What's going on, everybody? It's GameUnboxingReviews here, and today I have a new video to talk about some new news that was released for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game, as well as two new screenshots which look pretty amazing, but we'll get to that soon. But first off, I'd just like to thank the Mr. Spider fan on Twitter who sent me the link to the information for this. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so first off, the new Hero or Menace system rewards players who save citizens and keep crime rates down through side activities. A lot of new crimes have been added, such as arson and hostages to rescue, and some old ones from the first game will return, but new and improved to suit the playstyle of the new game. Manhattan has been revised to look more like its real-world counterpart, with more varied buildings and architecture, distinct districts, more realistic street sizes, and more reasons to explore. So like the first game, you kind of, eventually you would see a building that looked very similar, and you would see a street that looked very similar, and you'd see all the cars that looked similar. It was kind of like just copy and paste over and over again, which got a little annoying after playing the game for so long. So it seems like we kind of won't see that this time around, which is really nice to hear, because they really want to go for a more immersive world. So yeah. When designing the new and improved version of Manhattan for this game, the goal was to make the city your playground, which is interesting that they said playground, because that was actually the tagline for Spider-Man 2 on the PS2, which from the news we've been hearing, it seems like they're taking a lot of great ideas from that game and putting their own spin on it, like I've said in other videos. There will be more missions and side activities that take place in the city, which will be much more interesting this time round. For example, you might run into a bunch of thugs and take them out until suddenly you realize their leader has taken off in his car, which will then of course trigger a chase. Now I don't know about you guys, but that sounds amazing. I mean, that sounds like exactly how you see it in the movies. You see one crime going on, but oh no, there's another thing happening over here. So it's like the problem in the first game was you take these guys out and then that would be it, and it was done. This seems like you'll be going on and on and on, taking down the bad guys, which is really awesome to hear, to be honest. They didn't go into much detail about what we'll see, but all they really said was there will also be some brand new upgrades and special powers, which they'll probably talk more about in the coming months. A lot of people were worried if Web Rush wasn't going to make a return, but thankfully Beanox has confirmed it is, and it's new and improved with new abilities like dodges, rolls, and critical strikes. So yeah, Web Rush is back, but better than ever. Since most of the game takes place in the open world of Manhattan, the game offers players more choice in how they want to go about taking down their enemies, with a number of new opportunities for stealth solutions. So if you prefer just going in and kicking their butt, you can do that. Or if you want to go for a more stealth approach, you can do that. So kind of like in the first game, you could pretty much do that anyway, but since we're in the city, it's been kind of upgraded, I guess you could say. There will be new enemy types that add greater depth and challenge to combat, making you want to use all of your abilities to get the job done. Unlike the first game, you will now unlock more upgrades through the progress of your adventure. This game takes place alongside the events of the movie, with a more personal tone for both Spider-Man on the hunt for Uncle Ben's killer and Peter Parker himself, which is interesting because the first game actually took place after the first movie, I think. So like, we couldn't actually fight Lizard, and I don't really want to say a spoiler, but yeah, there's some certain scenes in the movie, but we couldn't recreate them in the game. So it'll be interesting if we can recreate some cool boss battles from the movie in this game. This time round, the cast of villains in the game will play a more central role throughout the plot, with some more memorable boss battles. Like Beanox said in the past, the first game kind of had just punch, 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 kick, kick, web, web. That was pretty much it. It was just constant punching, kicking, and webbing to get to take the enemy down. But this time round, every boss battle is going to feel unique, different, and most importantly, fun. Now, last but certainly not least, we get to look at the awesome new screenshots for the game. Now, bear in mind, I don't know if this is the next gen or the current gen version of the game that these screenshots were taken in. So yeah, I mean, it looks great nonetheless, so it could be next gen, it looks a lot more colourful than the trailer, so yeah, we'll just have to see. So the first image we see here is Spidey swinging through the city with actually two webs. Now that's interesting. I mean, I think they said L2 is to swing left, R2 is to swing right. I believe that's how they've said it's set up. So maybe if you press both of them together, he uses two webs and grabs both of them and swings through the city. Yeah, it looks already way better than the first game. Just looking at this one image, it's looking really nice. And here we see the other screenshot, which it shows Spidey. I think he's using two webs there again. I'm not entirely sure, but he's definitely pulling the. It looks like a gun. Yeah, he's pulling the gun off the bad guy, which I think was in Spider-Man 2. So again, Beanock's taking a lot of great ideas from that game and putting their own spin on it. So they're definitely doing their homework. And that's pretty much it for now, guys. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, which will hopefully be more news or screenshots. Who knows? I mean, Beanox have been very secretive about this game, which I can kind of tell now because since we haven't heard so much and now we're hearing more and more, it's just, to me, it sounds better and better and better. But so, yeah, fingers crossed for more new info. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.